Hi, Dimitris.
Hello, Sam. Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. How can someone identify gray ships before things escalate?
Indeed, the grey fleet is a term that's been making waves lately, especially with the growing regulatory pressure around vessels linked to Russian trade. In simple terms, these are ships operating in a kind of a grey zone, where it's hard to pinpoint who exactly controls them or what their real purpose might be. They're often not breaking the law outright, but they are navigating right along the edges, making it challenging for authorities to track their exact affiliations. Recently, both the UK and the US have started cracking down harder on these vessels, urging businesses to step up their due diligence and making mandatory to report suspicious activity, with serious fines for missing the mark. Now, how do you spot these grey fleet vessels before things get out of hand? This is where insights from Kpler come in handy. The first step is to figure out what cargo is carried out through these trades. Then, we're talking about vessels that they frequently switch flags, often moving to countries where compliance standards might be lower or enforcement less strict. Another red flag is constant changes in ownership, especially when the ownership trails leads back to complex networks in regions with less transparency. These moves make it much harder to keep tabs on who's actually in charge and what the ship is really doing. Additionally, we have to highlight the importance of tracking the vessel's automatic notification system, or else ICE, which is essentially a tracking signal, like the GPS. Ships associated with the grey fleet often go dark by turning off this signal, essentially making them invisible at sea. That's a big warning sign, as it suggests they might be hiding their movements to dodge sanctions or mask stops at restricted ports. With the UK's recent updates, reporting any suspicious finding isn't just a best practice, it's now a requirement. Both the UK OFSI and the US OFAC are pushing companies to dig deep into the histories of vessels they deal with, from flank chases to ice disruptions. And if you fail to report these, fines can come down hard, which is why thorough due diligence isn't optional anymore. So, what can stakeholders do to stay ahead? Using maritime intelligence tools is a great start. These tools compile ship histories, track ownership changes, and offer real-time ice monitoring, which can give companies a big leg up in identifying risky patterns. We have to stress that staying proactive, getting on top of these red flags before they become bigger problems, is the only way forward. And with these new regulations, it's not just smart to be proactive, it's the law.
Thank you very much, Dimitris. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ansam.